I am back. We'll see. All right. Let's. Okay, I'll just reiterate what we've already briefly discussed. Is we have a Google Doc that's voluntary if you want to sign in. Right here, just for attendance purposes. And if everyone could mute that is not like actively talking.
I think you should you sent like the link to what's it called? Yeah, to edit this Google form.
Oh, okay. So I need to do it differently. Let's see.
Yeah, I just sent it. I just resent it, so should be good.
Oh, okay. Um, Also, if anybody has an issue with this meeting being recorded, let us know. We're going to record it unless somebody is opposed to that. I think that's it. We're going to go ahead and get started. Let's see, what am I hearing? Okay. Okay. So this is the ACC CSSO Computer Science Student Organization. It's an official organization through Student Life. We have the following officers right now. I'm Michael Biebauer. I'm the president, and Nathan Liu is the vice president. Daniel Hamden is the secretary. Let's see. I'm going to have trouble saying some of these names. Karela is the historian, and Malik. Maybe I should just have everyone introduce themselves. Because I have not heard everyone's name being pronounced.
Okay, I can start. I'm Nathan. I'm the vice president, and I'm super excited for this meeting and just in general for all the projects and stuff we're going to be doing. And I'm a computer science major, and I'm taking a gap year currently and trying to apply to a few internships in the meantime.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel. I am the secretary of this organization, and fortunately, I can't turn on my camera right now. But I am also a computer science major, and I am glad to be here. I'm excited for the rest of the semester with this organization.
Hi, everyone. My name is Litzy Karela, and I'm the historian for CSSO. I'm a programming major here at ACC, and I'm excited to get to know everyone.
Hey everyone, I'm Malik. I'm the development manager. This is like my first year at ACC. I am a computer science major, and I'm excited to be a part of this program.
Great. And just more information about me. I've been at ACC for probably too long. I've also gone to Texas State and got a chemistry degree, but I'm back at ACC getting a second degree in the BAS software development program. I also have some work experience doing databases and tech support and miscellaneous things, but I'm excited for the computer science student organization and what we can do this semester. So I look forward to everything that we're going to be doing. Okay, I'll continue to the next slide. Let's see. So CSSO, basically we're the purpose is for us to network and socialize with other CSIT students and to learn from each other. We're going to be doing workshops and projects. How I differentiate workshops is that workshops are maybe specifically to learn something, but then a project would be to create an actual project. And then we're also going to be having coding challenges. We'll bring those up a little bit later. And let's see. I mean, this is an official student organization through ACC. This is a pretty long description. I mean, we can all read. I won't read it word for word, but y'all can read that. Let's see. We'll continue to the next slide. Nathan, I think you were going to take over.
Yeah. So we have our first workshop actually planned for Saturday, October 16th, and it's going to be about Java coding and just basics. So even if you like already have some experience, it would be great to have you there just to like help out others who are just starting. And I think in general, workshops like Michael mentioned are going to be for just developing like coding skills, and they're along with like just the development meetings, which is the next slide. They're both like completely optional, and they're just going to be based on either a project or something small that you can get to just like get started on coding. And yeah, we'll just keep posting more announcements on the Discord as well for future ones. So sometimes they might be like more advanced or beginner. It really depends on what you guys are interested in. And if we could go to the next slide. Okay, so for coding challenges, this is something I'm really excited for. We're gonna have coding challenges every week. So there'll be normally something small. It can range from like basically like a hello world all the way to like coding interview questions, or maybe in the future we're thinking of doing like open-ended or like little projects that you can just work on, like maybe take you like an hour or even less, and just to like keep your coding muscles going. So our first challenge, it's gonna be posted later, like officially, but we have a beginner one and an advanced one. And the cool thing about all these challenges is that we'll be announcing winners at the end, and we'll have like a small prize and some recognition. So it's not gonna be based on who did the best or um like who made the biggest project, because we're all at different levels. So I think it's gonna be based on just completion. So if you complete a project before the next general meeting, then you'll get like a tick or a point, and then we'll just see who has the most at the end of the month. Did you want to announce this?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So we've been talking about doing projects, and so of course these, well, at least right now the thought is that they would not be done during an actual meeting, because it would sometimes they would take quite a bit of time to do many projects, most projects, and I guess we have people with different schedules, but we might at some point. Or I mean, what would probably happen is that people would, if they need to talk about something to get more clarification, they would set up like one-on-one type meetings, or maybe like a Discord, like voice channel, or something like that. But let's see, we've talked about some projects. We're going to be, I think, voting on some projects to get going. I guess to start a project, contact me or Nathan. Decide on 2 team leaders, determine a goal and a timeline, and join the private Discord channel and get coding. I think we've also talked about setting up some kind of like version control, probably GitHub, in order to like have like a history of like the changes that have been made, and sort of like who made the changes. And I think that'll be great to get experience doing version control and experience with GitHub. I think those are excellent skills to have, and just more any additional experience, practice that we all can get in doing more coding helps us out further down the line. I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that, Nathan.
Yeah, that's great. I think the main motivation for our projects is just to develop your skills, because like when we're working with different people, like normally coders are just like the generic coder is just like sitting at his desk or her desk and just coding like all by himself. But I think having a bunch of people working together on a project is really what makes it fun, and yeah, we can create really cool things together. So on the next slide, there's actually a bunch of different ideas that you guys put out there. So if you have one that interests you, um, just type it in the chat, and then we'll just see who's interested in what. So you can start doing that right now. So that way we can just find a few projects that like everyone might want to do. So yeah.
Okay. Shall we give a moment or go ahead to the next slide?
No, I think let's just take some time here to
Okay.
just put out ideas, or even if you have new ideas too, we'll add it to the slide.
Well,
We just type it in chat.
Yeah, or you can unmute. Either way works.
so working on a game, that would be fantastic. I think I may have first heard Jason throw that idea out, and it's something I've been working on, off and on myself. And so I've been actually very interested in making something for the browser, but I've ran into certain brick walls that have convinced me to use a well-supported framework like Unity, only because what I've found for the browser exclusively are things that are volunteer-based. And one of the best frameworks I found is called Phaser for JavaScript, but it's had some issues that some of the team have been having trouble overcoming. If you look at their GitHub issues, there's like, hundreds. And so this is something I was wanting to talk about more, but I'm just kind of throwing out what's been on my mind as far as, on the one hand, finding something that's very viable for exclusive browser experience, or diving into a proper gaming framework that's very, very well supported, even though it may take some time to understand.
What's the extent of the game? Because if it's using an HTML adventure game,
That's
I think you're muted, Jason.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, Java. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest.
I was gonna say if
sorry.
it's because I was thinking you said make a create a game using HTML. I was like, how is that gonna work? But yeah, I see what you mean now. Yeah, and also browser-based games are pretty hard. Yeah. Yeah. More of a text game. Yeah.
Yes. So, to your point, sir, you're right that, so for one thing, if scope is important, how much of a full-fledged engine do you need? I do think you will want an engine of some kind, because I have embarked upon just writing pure JavaScript from a game engine developing in my mind that I then write out into code. And it's quite an uphill battle.
Are you looking for like a 3D game or a 2D game? Because if it's a 2D game, it wouldn't be too bad. You could probably write something with basic JavaScript or something in CSS.
I mean, I've also kind of done that in a sense with just basic, like, if you look at like most IO games, they're all browser-based JavaScript, and I think they also, like Spencer mentioned, use their own frameworks and stuff, because it's kind of difficult to write everything that's purely JavaScript. But yeah, I'm really interested in this project. Maybe we don't need to fully discuss it now, but I think just I'm interested in it, so. And I know.
Awesome. If anything, definitely look into Phaser, because it's a good thing to start with. So even though I ran into problems when I tried to make something more sophisticated, but it very well could be adequate for, you know, the scope of project that, you know, that we start making. So yeah, or just, you know, take a look at it and see, you know, are you devising a plan that maybe this is too much for, or actually is this something that you want, where you have, you know, tweening, you have timelines, you have you know, ways of managing many different assets, and, you know, a library that you take some time to learn, but will streamline a lot of things. You know, will streamline your plans in the long run. But so yeah, these are all ideas I'm just throwing out.
Is anyone else interested in helping out with this game? As well as I'm seeing in the chat a lot of website portfolios, so maybe we could have 2 groups going, and that could be an idea. Maybe, is anyone interested in the website portfolio that would like to team up?
I'd like to go towards the website portfolio route. Although I think, like, just generally, I think like we should have that as like a workshop, considering that's like an essential, not an essential in a sense, but it's something that most devs have. They have their own personal website portfolio where they showcase their projects. You know what I mean? So I think it would be a good idea for everyone to take part in that at some point in time, to make their own personal. It doesn't have to be like the same exact thing, but maybe like just like their own personal website portfolio.
Michael, did you want to demo yours that you made? I know you made one using like a framework. I think that would be really interesting to see.
Yes, I mean, it's not complete, so I mean, don't judge me too hard. But let me, and basically, I mean, I looked at code, other people's code on GitHub, and I basically used and modified somebody else's code, but it looks nice. So I'll go ahead and show it. Let's see, where did I put it? Give me 1 second here. Okay, so this is the GitHub code. Let's see. So it basically uses JavaScript. Y'all can hear me, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it uses JavaScript. It's a React framework, and so it looked, out of all the like sites that I had been to or like looked at, like from GitHub, it looked the nicest. And so, you know, I don't know, it had this like theme of like color and sort of like animation like typing. And so, I mean, I replaced like this photo. It's not like the best photo right here. It was just sort of like that's not even me. It's like, and what do you call it? Like cartoon version of me or something.
NFT.
An FT? Okay.
NFT.
NFT?
NFT. It's a non-fungible token.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I think I tried to add different things here, but I don't have like the projects all lined up. I need to work on this more, but I think it's a pretty good starting point.
Did did you use did you learn React prior to starting this, or did you just
I did.
look at source code and then use that source code as like a template?
Both. Now, I guess maybe the question is, can you do it? Can you jump right in? And I think
Yeah.
having some JavaScript background, like having done a little bit of JavaScript, might help. If you've, I think knowing some JavaScript, like working with a little bit of JavaScript, might be important to like do first. I don't. I mean, at some point, all languages start looking the same. I mean, although you know that like from these tags that this is some type of web. You know, if you didn't know what you were looking at here, you would see XML style tags and know that okay, this is either HTML or some type of JavaScript or something like that. Because I mean, you could see angle brackets that are used less commonly in like C++ or something like that, but or
Yes.
or Java.
VSX.
But anyways, I think I like React JS because it's slick, it's sought after. So I
Yeah,
think
it's the most common one that people or that companies look for.
it's a good skill to have for if you're going to do
Yeah.
web development.
So let's try to find some a group of people who are interested in this. So I know there's several people in the chat. How about we just rewrite it in if you're interested? I'm interested definitely. So, and then we'll just make a private channel on Discord for that. For the portfolio.
I'll post my, I guess maybe a link to, I mean, we'll probably make this into, post it into our organization GitHub, but I'll just link my personal portfolio if y'all just wanted to take a look at that for some reason between now and whenever we get started on it.
Do you have it hosted already on like a server, or is it right now just locally on your machine?
No, it's on a server, so like it's on AWS. So
Okay.
I got like a $12 a year domain registration for michaelbauer.com. AWS it's like cheap, like, and so it would be just pennies unless like a million people like went to that. For some reason, a million people went to that site. But even if a million people went to that site, I mean, it's not like doing a lot of processing. It's not doing a lot of anything, you know? It's not transferring like data. So it's just pennies to like host it basically. And you can get free, like as a student, I think you get like at least a free year of like, or like a year of the free tier of AWS.
Yeah, I know. I have a couple. I have a bit of Amazon AWS credits saved up.
I highly recommend getting really deep into that world. I mean, I've only, dabbled in it, and I've worked a lot with EC2 containers. But I used to use GoDaddy and their hosting, and I'll never go back to that. As soon as I start working with the EC2 containers and servers I can just control with very reasonable, firewall and, security groups that they have set up, you can control everything for a very, very reasonable price.
That's great. Yeah, AWS is excellent. I mean, I know other people that have used, Google Cloud and Azure. I still think
those are awesome.
AWS seems to be the cheapest and most customizable, I think. It can be complicated though. Complicated.
Yeah, man. You need like a degree to understand, everything that they have up there. A separate degree from computer science.
Yeah. Let's see what.
So
Go ahead, Nathan.
if you put your name in the chat, then I'm adding you to a private channel. That way you guys can start working on the project. So ideally, our idea was to have um, like project meetings outside of our general meeting, and you would just meet individually or like in groups, and yeah, just there'll be a voice channel as well on Discord, so it'll be easy to plan meetings. And yeah, whenever projects are finished or close to being finished, we'll present them at our general meetings. Yeah, I think in the future we could even move towards like helping like nonprofits do these types of stuff if we build a good enough team. So, yeah, I'm excited for this.
Man, you never know.
I'm posting the coding challenges to the Discord channel called Coding Challenges on the CSSO server. Give me a second to post the more difficult one.
Also, everyone in here is in the Discord, right? Is anyone not in the Discord?
I had a question. So the coding challenge, are we doing that like right now, or is there like a specific date that this challenge should be completed by?
The coding challenges are announced now, and then you'll have the full week until next general meeting to complete them. So as long as they're completed by next meeting, you're good.
Oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure because I wasn't sure we were doing it like right now, or
Yeah.
we have a week. That's good.
And you can even do both if you're interested. There's a advanced one and beginner one. We still have to figure out the points for that. I think we might even end up doing 3, like a easy, medium, hard. But yeah, we'll see. And it'll basically, like I mentioned earlier, be all based on like involvement. So if you, as long as you completed it, maybe you like struggled through it, but that's totally fine. And there's plenty of people on the Discord who want to help with that as well.
Okay, I've posted the 2 coding challenges for, I guess, this week. Yeah, just let us know if you, for some reason you can't see them or don't know where they are, or if you don't have access to the Discord server, let us know. Or if you have questions about the coding challenge itself and want direction or something like that. So let's see. Let's look at what the next slides are. Let's see. I think that that's. Let me go back, or I can maybe stop sharing. We might open it up now to just to see if anybody had any questions or wanted to bring anything up that was on their mind. We also need to talk about future dates and times for meetings when everyone is available, because we want to submit the dates and times for all the meetings for this semester. We can edit them later, but we want to go ahead and get them submitted to Student Life.
I had a few questions. So for the projects that we'll be working on, is there going to be a specific technologies that we'll be using? Like, for example, for project management, like I know there's Jira, and then there's like MS Project, or does each group decide what technologies they'll be using for these projects?
I think we got signed up for Trello.
Okay.
We do have Trello. I mean, yes, what they had signed up for before, the services that were Trello, Slack. I think we still have like a free Udemy account of some sort. But I know, and okay, GitHub. What else? I mean, each team can decide what services they want to use to help them.
Okay.
I mean, I love Jira, but I think you do have to pay.
Yeah, me too.
I love Jira. Is slick. I mean, it's great. I want to use it. I mean, I might. I think. I mean, I might go ahead and pay like what I think it's like $5 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
But
I thought there was a free version for Jira.
Okay, I'll look into that then.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but I thought I had seen a free version, and there's also software that is pretty similar to Jira. Well, it's Notion. I don't know if y'all have heard of Notion. It's like for note taking, and there's also like a ticket system there, and there's like a Gantt chart table, similar table to a Gantt chart, and Notion's pretty good for a lot of things.
Nice.
I mean, I guess since we're not, I mean, maybe we're on like a sort of time schedule for like maybe we want to get a project done within the semester, but in some ways we just want to get it up and going. Maybe it might be too much to like go super heavy on project management.
Personally, I think Trello is probably good for what we're talking about.
Okay. I don't have as much experience with Trello, but I would love to learn.
Well, it's basically, you just create lists. So, you know, you can designate these as work pipelines of, you know, to do and doing and done, or, you know, whatever you want. And you basically just have these cards where you define all the tasks. And then there are like a ton of integrations into GitHub and, you know, into Slack and into like everything, as you can imagine.
Yeah, Trello is really good. So going back to the projects, I think the two main ones that we had written down were the game development, like browser-based, and website portfolio. And we have 7 people for the website portfolio and 6 for the game development. So if you let's start with website portfolio. I think it'll be
It seems
good
like
to
a
have,
pretty good split. Yeah, half.
1 or 2 leaders maybe for each one. I think would be a good idea. That way you can start on it. So for the website portfolio, is anyone interested who wanted to get involved, interested in leading it?
I don't mind leading it.
I would like, yeah, someone else to lead it just so that I'm not like doing everything, but I'm happy to like contribute to it though.
So I heard you said, yeah, you were interested in doing that, Eric?
Yeah, I don't mind leading it, and the reason why I'm like so big about project management, I'm actually certified by PMI in project management.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, in case y'all need help with that, just let me know. But yeah, I'll be down to lead it.
Cool. Anyone else who wants to help out with that? We have 7 people, I think. Yeah.
I'd love to help out. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Malik and Eric. Perfect. And what about for the game development? I think there's 6 people. I mean, I also said I was interested in that. I'll be fine helping out to lead that. Anyone else? Oh, really? Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
I have a feeling it'll be Jason and I, you know, taking the helm is what I'm starting to surmise. But I can't, I probably won't be at the forefront. So I'd be happy for anyone to be the team lead, because otherwise I'm going to be taking on too much at the moment myself. So yeah, like I definitely have ideas, you know, from stuff I've done, experiences to share. So we can just all talk about what sounds interesting as far as what we like to commit to. Yeah. And I do, like, I have plenty of modern JavaScript experience. Like, I too love React. and I favor that more than most of them. But you know, I work with Vue as well. But for what we're doing, I would suggest either React or something in the same spirit. But we'll be talking about all that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think we can do it. I think we can do it. I don't think React should be feared. Like, it's just like understanding what each little. I mean, you don't need to understand every single part to make something work. I mean, we don't always reinvent the wheel from the ground up. I mean, we use other people's code and many times modify it. I mean, not like we're copying somebody's assignment to turn it in for a class, but we don't always reinvent the wheel. We don't reinvent the wheel.
And also, if you check out that Node School link that I shared here and in Discord, like if you were to just do like the functional JavaScript and then like promise it won't hurt, and then to learn you React, then you'll be ready. And you know, if we have a free account on Udemy, I'd love that. Like, you know, I definitely dive into those things all the time. So the more knowledge, the merrier.
I think we need to talk about schedules that everyone schedules. I guess first, I sort of just wanted to make sure that is everyone that's in this meeting right now, is everyone okay with Tuesdays, what is it, 2 to 3:30 for our regular meeting? Is everyone okay with that for the rest of the semester, or is there any issue with that?
Think I can make this work. You know, I don't know if it'd ever be possible for us to meet in the late afternoon, evening, but although I have classes on Tuesday, Thursday right now, so I'd want to do that on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But regardless, I won't complain about the current schedule.
Like, okay, so maybe like 2:30 to 3:30 or 4. I mean, maybe we don't even need an hour and a half, but maybe we. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, if that works better for some people.
I think
Yeah,
it's
2:30 would be good for me. I'm fine with either,
yeah.
or like 2 or 2:30. Whichever works best for everyone.
Okay, and weekly we'll be doing this as well, right?
Yeah, I think that weekly is good. Keep momentum going. What my thought is, you know, people will do coding challenges on their own outside of meetings, and then work on projects outside of meetings. Maybe have separate meetings, if like one-off type meetings. But then I wanted to also like host some workshops just to share some of my knowledge as far as like the first one I have in mind is just doing setting up your Java coding environment and doing like a hello world type Java project. That was so that will be a different type of meeting. The first one that we have planned is coming up not this weekend, but next weekend on Saturday, October 16th. But we might change that up from week to week. I mean, Wednesdays and Fridays are open for me, but so we can just maybe change that up to get more people. Have it so just people, just in case people aren't available some days, maybe they'll have an opportunity another time to join something like that.
Also, we have a Google Drive that's available. I think there's a few people in here that are already having access to it, but If not, you can put your email in the chat, or if not, if you're more comfortable, you can DM me.
One thing we didn't mention is we didn't introduce our advisor. Our advisor, I think, let me get the name right. Our advisor is Professor Ally, I believe. Is anybody familiar with Professor Ally? Ally?
Yeah, I took classes with him, Professor Ali. I think that's what he called himself.
Oh,
Ali.
Murtaza Ali.
Yeah. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with him. Well, so yeah, I guess he has a class that conflicts with this meeting, like this time slot. So, and I guess like office hours or something like that. So yeah, I guess I just need to reach out to him to let him.
Is he the advisor for this?
He is
Or-
our faculty advisor.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. Yeah, he taught me last semester. Murtaza Ali. Yeah.
What does he teach?
I think he teaches COSC 1336.
So the
Yeah,
beginning, like Python class.
Yeah, the programming fundamentals one. Yeah.
I took him for beginner web development, but then I dropped halfway because I didn't realize that the classes were gonna be so expensive for a semester, so didn't have enough funds to pay for a class. So that was the one I had to cut, sadly. He's a good professor for sure.
I've never had him, but yeah, so I'm interested in talking with him. I'll probably reach out, maybe have a one-on-one just with him to catch him up with everything that we're doing, and maybe, I mean, I bet he wishes that probably we would change our meeting time to something that would coordinate with him, but it's a lot trying to figure out like what works best for everyone here. And
Well, I recommend doing one of those surveys.
I guess we tried, but we didn't get a lot of responses, I guess. We could try another one.
Yeah.
See, we could. I guess we'll set that up. Let me talk with him, and we'll create another survey. And I think I guess that's as best we can do. Nathan, what else do we need to talk about as far as scheduling goes?
I think in general for the projects, if you are a leader, then just start like messaging. I haven't created the channel yet, but just start messaging, getting to know everyone. Just that way we can get the project started as soon as possible. I think, yeah, I think that's the key of our organization, projects and obviously getting to know each other. But yeah, I think every meeting will have some sort of recap and opportunity for project leaders to share. So it would be great if you could have something just ready that way. Even if you just started like planning on the Google Doc, that's fine too. And on top of that, if you made something for the weekly challenge, we'll be going over like who completed it as well as like if anyone had anything else to share. So this is just really this is the true orientation meeting, and after this is just going to be projects, and yeah, I'm excited.
Do you think there will be official like meetings for the people in the projects, or that will just be decided upon by the project leaders?
I think it should depend on the project leader. If they want to do it on a weekend, like we would suggest, then I think that's good. But obviously, people are busy, so as long as we have like good communication, I think we'll be good. Yeah, and for version control, like we were talking about, we have a ACC CSSO GitHub that it's available for everyone, and the links are on the links channel. So we have like the Trello, everything's there. So if you haven't done that yet, I encourage you to do that.
I'll just post the GitHub link here in the chat in case anybody just wanted a quick link. Let's see, Trello is also there. I mean, we probably don't need to use Slack unless one of the project teams decides that they need Slack. I guess previously, pre-pandemic, they had done Slack, or decided that they wanted to communicate via Slack, but yeah, only if we feel the need to do that.
I think Discord's fine.
Me too. I think Discord serves all of our purposes, and then meetings like this. Yeah, I think anything that we would do in Slack, we can do in Discord. Yeah.
So I think there was a document earlier where we signed up for GitHub. So at some point, was someone going to make us all members of our organization?
Very good question. As long as you have signed the attendance form with your ACC email address, I'm going to use that email address after this meeting to add you to the CSSO GitHub organization on GitHub. So as long as I have your email, and if within 15, 30 minutes after the meeting, if you're not added to that organization, then send me a message on Discord and I'll figure out what's going on. I think we're almost we're almost to the end of our meeting. I don't think there's necessarily anything left for everyone. I mean, I think amongst our project groups we could talk more, but for the general meeting, I think we're about to wrap it up. Does anyone have any questions before we close the meeting out?
I just really appreciate all the organization. I'm glad, everyone's wanting to do things, because in my classes, it's hard to find anyone who actually wants to do something. So glad to have met you all.
I mean, sometimes the classwork isn't always the funnest, but it's picking a project that you want to do, that you really care about, I think is important. But it's also, you got to be motivated to work on it, I guess. Yeah. No, very good point. Yeah, and it's great to see other people that are excited about doing this.
Yeah, and also last thing, if you have any classes that people computer science classes, just before the meeting ends or something, just send them the link to our Discord and chat to see if anyone else wants to join, because we could use more people in here, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to repost the attendance form just in case people came after it was posted. I think this is the link that Nathan, you had posted, so I think it's the correct one. Just if you, if you hadn't signed it or whatever, it would be helpful so that I could add you to the GitHub organization and for proper attendance reporting. But it's voluntary; you don't have to sign it if you don't want to for some reason. Okay, I think that's.
I was going to ask.
Oh.
What I was going to ask one question to Michael and Spencer. I was going to ask, what do you guys recommend for learning React? I know you sent the nodeschool.io. Is there anything else that you'd recommend?
Good question. Let me see. Let me see what I used, because it was like the standard React.
Did you just go through like the React like documentation?
Yeah, like reactjs.org. It has like a getting started or tutorial. Let's see. So there's a tutorial intro to React. I'll post this. I think I went through that, and I went through, I think, getting started. So if you just go to like reactjs.org, it'll have links to those two. And I think, yeah, doing those two things will get you up to speed. And maybe there's like a hello world as well. I think that would more than prepare you for what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I agree. React's own documents, they really help me get started. And I keep referring to them. And yeah, they continue to be great tutorials by themselves. I was also helped a lot by, I'll share this in Discord too, but this particular Udemy course is fantastic. There's also another Discord group that they have associated with it, where you'll find even more people who are just all about a lot of different technologies, and people really help each other learn. But this course goes really deep into a lot of related technologies, so it'll prepare you for like almost anything people use React for these days. And then I also use something called Udacity. It was a company that was started by Google. I think it's its own thing now, but they have their own like nano degree programs, as they call it. So I personally went through that because I wanted like a real deep dive. But as far as just free stuff, yes, reactjs.org, the Node School modules, and just, yeah, a ton of stuff you'll come across online. And any free stuff that you find on like Coursera and you know, all that stuff is pretty good.
And we have, at least as far as I'm aware, we have a free Udemy account, I guess, that the previous CSSO had set up. And so if you need that information to log into the free Udemy CSSO account, let me know. Okay, I think we've talked ourselves out here. So I'm gonna call it an end to the meeting. If anybody has anything if you think of anything, just message us in Discord after we close this meeting. But let's call it an end for now, and we'll join again next week. This at 2:30 instead of 2. Let's do that. And then the officers will talk, but yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Sounds
And
awesome.
don't forget to do the coding challenges.
That's right. That's right.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you everyone. Yes, thank you y'all all for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
See you.